Boy, hard to believe that this COVID thing continues on, Delta and perhaps future variants. Uh, wow, and does this put a pin in this work in office only idea? You, a bunch of companies have already delayed bringing people back, and you really wonder, is a policy that says that everybody has to come in, is that actually going to even be viable? I guess I don't know the answer to that, and I don't know how much longer all of this is going to go on. But I do think it represents this idea of endless disruption that I've been talking about. It just breeds so much uncertainty. All of these things that might go on. If we look at things like the ransomware and ships being stuck in canals that disrupt global supply chains and energy grid collapse, and really you can just go on and on about these things that can disrupt our daily lives and disrupt our businesses. And I think more than predicting whether or not in office versus remote versus some of the really lame hybrid approaches, more than predicting what's going to happen, I guess I think that this is really a lost opportunity to try to come up with more nuanced policies. So part of the deal with complexity is that there's not just one right answer, and so developing empathy, and like I've said a million times, you go get empathy for your employees or for customers. The empathy doesn't mean that you do anything specific in response to that empathy, but you understand what the ramifications of your policies and procedures are. It also should force our hand in delegating authority to them. In other words, allowing them to use their creativity and intelligence to solve problems and make decisions. And we measure them, their performance, based upon the impact that they're driving, not based upon where they're sitting or how many hours they are in front of their computer or what tasks have been accomplished. We want to try to get to measuring the impact and the progress towards impact instead of measuring the actual work that's being done. The latter being really an artifact of the industrial age, and the former being what is required in the digital age. So again, I think the opportunity is still there to develop these policies, and I like a team-based approach. Let a team decide where it is that they need to work from in order to drive the impact that they're responsible for driving. So yeah, pandemic. Here's our opportunity. Let's get these policies right. Let's go develop empathy. Let's put people on teams. Let's have a discussion about what the progress towards the desired outcome is. Let's collaboratively assign missions and then figure out what the right metrics are to measure the progress. And I really think what we would get is higher productivity, increased efficiency, which is supposedly what everybody is mostly concerned about.